All right, well, I've definitely gone through a lot. I lived with Christine, my adoptive mom, for 7-ish of my years of my life, and at first it was great. We always got along, and we'd talk, we'd do stuff together. But my older sister and her did not get along. She would always be abusive towards her, and there's always stuff going on between them. And eventually, my older sister moved out and went to another home, and all the abuse and everything turned to me. I wasn't ever allowed to talk to any of my siblings. I wasn't allowed to talk to my adoptive father, who I used to get along really well with. I moved to Minnesota with my uncle, and that became really abusive also. I was never allowed to get out of the house. It was very limited to what I could do, even when I could eat, how much food I could eat, when I could go to the bathroom, stuff like that. It was very controlling. There were many times I was just depressed and anxious all day, wouldn't do anything, I'd just pretty much sit there and think about life. And usually I'd just go to bed every night crying and being like, hopefully I just sleep and never wake up. The moment I decided to fight for myself was probably when me and my uncle got into an argument, and he pointed out in the end that, that's where I was going to be for at least till I was 18. I was just in that room by myself with no one, and nothing was going to change. It was just going to be the same. And I thought about it for a few minutes, and I was like, I'm done with this. I'm not going to sit here and let this happen and keep trying. And I just broke out of the window and ran away. And I didn't know what would happen. I didn't know because Christine would always say, like, if you ran away, you're just going to jail. And it's like, I'd rather go to jail than live here. The police found me, and that's kind of when the whole case opened, and that's when everything happened, where I was moving place to place. I was in and out of the hospital. I was going to Minnesota and coming back to Colorado, living with family, and then just other foster homes until I was about 14. All those years, actually, didn't really have anyone to support me. I didn't have anyone to go to or anyone to talk to. And then when I moved out into a foster home, I started having kind of a relationship with my adoptive dad. We got along really well. He was really supportive. Anytime I needed help or needed support or anything, he'd talk to me, he'd try to help me. And then as soon as I met my foster dad right now, he was always there for me too. And so I haven't had many, but I've had a few people who have been really supportive and helpful, and I think that's changed a lot. You don't realize how lucky you are to have what you have until you experience not having it. Like, I don't think I'd ever be as grateful to the people I have in my life right now if I didn't go through a time where I didn't have anyone. I think I proved some people wrong. I think I've shown that I can do something if I really want to, and I think anyone can. If someone really wants to do something, if they really want to succeed, and then they can. They just have to really try, and some have to try a lot harder than others. What it means to me with being a Triumph Award recipient, it just shows me how much I've progressed and how much I've done stuff that I never thought I would have done. I never would have imagined me being here or being in a place like this. It gives me hope. It gives me the will to continue believing in myself and trying even harder to get even further. My biggest dream for the future, I want to become a pilot, and I want to just be able to help as many people as I can. I want to be there for people. If people need help, I want to be there to help them. I'm most excited about just seeing how I grow, seeing how I continue to change from this, and I'm hoping I can have a successful, great life.